And today's work is Kurosawa Akira's Ran. Kurosawa Akira, or Kurosawa-sama, as myself and my brother call him. Excellent filmmaker. My goodness. And big influence with Japanese films in the West. He did such popular works as Yojimbo, Seven Samurai, Rashomon, Nora Inu, which is translated to Stray Dog. Many of his works are in the Criterion Collection, like almost all of them. And we've seen like all his movies. He's done a whole bunch of them. And I think Ran maybe is one of his more underappreciated ones. Not because it's not good. It's brilliant. A lot of people do love this one. But it's not as talked about because it was later in his career. And it was in color. He normally did black and white because he's 1930s to 50s director. Yes, indeed, Fig. He has influenced Western media a lot. So, Ran, I love Ran. We love Ran, the B and I. But I'm going to talk about my love of Ran. So, before this, there was a film called Kagemusha. Not nearly as good as Ran. But that's because Kurosawa Akira, I'm going to say Kurosawa-sama. Kurosawa-sama was clear on what Kagemusha was. He was quoted with saying, supposedly quoted, I think it's probably accurate, that Kagemusha, the film that preceded this one, his true kind of first color film, I'd say, Kagemusha, he considered that the dress rehearsal for Ran. And I can see why. Kagemusha definitely utilized colors a lot more and whatnot, but its story wasn't as solid as Ran. Still good, but Ran is excellent. And Ran's storyline is very similar, if not based off of King Lear's. The emperor in this time period has conquered all the lands. Excuse me. And he wants to dissolve his empire amidst his three sons. One is defiant, and that one doesn't get anything, and the other two do get it. So, very King Lear. Yeah, like really King Lear. But Kurosawa Akira, Kurosawa-sama, was not unfamiliar with Shakespeare. Another one of his works, Throne of Blood, technically that's not the accurate translation. It's actually called Spider's Web Castle. Definitely was a direct interpretation of Shakespeare's Macbeth. Another excellent one. Again, one of the black and white ones, more popular than Ran, but Ran is beautiful. Kurosawa Akira, before he became a filmmaker, he wanted to be a painter, right? But his older brother died. I think his older brother committed suicide, sadly, and he looked up to his older brother, and he lost his two other siblings to sickness. So he was like, I think he was like the baby of the family. But his older brother wanted to be a filmmaker, and so Kurosawa-sama took up the mantle and decided to become a filmmaker himself for his older brother. They were close. Brother stuff gets to me. I'm an older brother, so. And you know how close I am with the B. And anyway, so he became a brilliant filmmaker, but he was a painter first. And Ran really showcases that in many ways. He painted his storyboards. The opening shot, in my opinion, to Ran, looks like a painting. Even though it's on film, there are people in the shot. If you just look at it, I thought it really was a painting until they started moving. The shot is like of a landscape of a hill, a green hill, with a nice sky blue background. And it's a hunting party, and they're all on horses, and you just see the backs of them, and they're kind of distant, and they're just sitting there on the horses, still, nothing moving. You hear some sounds, faint birds as the ambience, but damn, did it look like a painting. So that probably explains some of his brilliance at framing and taking shots. Ran is no exception. Ran, he got to utilize color, and did he utilize color? In my opinion, Ran is one of the pinnacle reasons why color was awesome. He made use of color where everyone just used color because it was the new thing. Kind of like when it went from silent films to sound films. Everyone went to sound because it was the new thing. Not because they knew how to use sound in a very evocative, clever, ingenious way, but because it was just what was happening and the old times had to go. That kind of crap. So, Ran utilizes color like no other film I think I've ever seen. So Kurosawa really put his... Kurosawa-sama. Sorry, I keep forgetting the sama. Really put together his artistic painting talent for this one. So aside from the fact it's based off of King Lear, with the tragedy of it, the sequences are awesome. Acting has always been top-notch, in my opinion, in Kurosawa-sama films. And like I said, since the story follows King Lear, anyone familiar with it just follows the tragedy, how everything just falls apart. Like, his sons don't get along, their wives are mean and use them, which that's a nice touch. And there's a nice a new element in it, though, where there's an individual, she wants revenge over the kind of cruelty that he inflicted. Now, that was left out of King Lear, but that's not a fault of King Lear. That's just a nice little subtlety. Not even subtlety. Story element that Kurosawa-sama added in Ran. That the emperor, to rule everything, was a cruel man, right? In King Lear, you get a sense that he's just a king or he's a ruler. It puts it out of mind how awful he was. In Ran, it's some of the descendants, some of the survivors of his chaos. I think the wife of one of his sons was a survivor from a village that he ravaged and destroyed violently. So the emperor was a violent man to get where he was. He's not a good guy. Neither was King Lear when you really think about it. No really person up in their head splits up their kingdom, splits up their people, and just says, oh, I'm going to retire, but oh, yes, I get to still be the king. You know? So that was an element thrown in here, that the emperor was a bad guy to get where he was. Oh, yeah, there's peace and everything, but he was a cruel motherfucker. And the lack of care he showed for his children coming back to roost. And the one child who does care about him, yeah, that's the one he casts aside, just because that son speaks honestly to him. Again, like the story of King Lear. And so aside from the beautiful paint-esque style of this movie, I mean, just look at the poster right there. That its style is very painting. And what's another brilliant thing in this movie? It's long. It's 160 minutes, but I'm a sucker for long movies, especially if they're good and captivating. What else I love about this film? I love the nastiness of this movie, the cruelty, the tragedy, and the heart of his son. That's always nice to see, but it's also tragic because when you think about it, the emperor's a shitty father. So why, even if you're a good kid, why even give a damn? Well, it's a good kid, made too good for his own good. I think his name was Saburo. Yeah, I think Saburo was his name. The one who was based off of Cordelia. And the three sons are identifiable by color. Crumpet Love, welcome back! Nice to see ya! Anyway, so the three sons are done by color. The two bad sons are identifiable by their red and yellow. And the good son is blue. So you got blue, red, and yellow. Lovely combo trio, right? Just put that in your head. And the emperor, his look is white, right? So he's all in white. So just think about that color combination right there. Red, yellow, and blue. Nice. And so as the film progresses, there are some nice subplots in there that was never present in King Lear. That's why it's not a direct King Lear adaptation. True in tragedy, true in scope and how it goes, but not true. Just not true in general. It still has its own style, its own flavor, its own stories that only exist within Ran. So it will still be its own unique experience. Like, there's a brother and sister in this. There was no siblings outside the main family present in King Lear. In Ran, there's a brother and sister, including one who was also ravaged by the emperor. Not married to anybody. I really forget her role, but she was like a really kind person. She was blind by the situation that the emperor caused on everybody. And she already forgave him. So she's like the kinder one. There's the one who wants revenge on him, and there's the one who forgave him. So maybe, again, too good for her own good, because, he's a jerk. But, because the revenge one, you could side with the revenge woman. I totally get where she's coming from. The thing is, she's willing to destroy everybody, even good people, to get her revenge. So, at that point, she's lost it. But she's good. She knows what she's doing. She's married, like I said, she's married to one of the sons. One of the bad sons. So the brother and sister, the sister's not blind. Her brother was blind. She could see. Her brother is blind. That's what it was. Another thing about this movie, Kurosawa-sama's wife, who he was married to like forever, died during the production of this movie, and he took a whole 24 hours to mourn her during the production of the film, and then he resumed and finished. But since that man works like crazy, yeah, that was something. The music in Ran is riveting, and the visuals in general. Kurosawa-sama knows how to show visuals without, in my opinion, getting pretentious about it. He just thinks it's beautiful. That's what it feels like. It feels like it's beauty he's capturing, not, ooh, look, I captured beauty, right? Too often, I think creators think they are gods because they captured something they think nobody else has captured. Kurosawa-sama always feels like. Now, you don't know because he's dead, but his film energy conveys that he just likes the way the landscape looks. He appreciates what he's capturing, and he's captured it from an angle which he thinks is brilliant, because it is. But that's not the point. The point isn't to be brilliant. The point is to be respectful and to make sure you make a damn good movie. And he's made plenty of damn good movies. Ron's not even my favorite, and I still love this one. I think we've seen it like 3 times. 160-minute movie, 3 times. Yeah, I know. Maybe 4. So... And take note how I said no downplaying of entertainment. I don't downplay entertainment, but I talk about the people behind entertainment, because honestly, I've always found it to be a cowardly act to pick on the work of entertainment, but not the douchebags that create it, when they're the real problem. So that's what I distinguish the difference from. I feel like the entertainment is a precious little kid that was just born to a crappy family, and it's just doing its best and being itself. So that's why I appreciate it for all it is. And I don't hold against it the insidious thoughts and ideals that the crappy creators put into it. That's like a bad parent instilling their garbage onto a kid who has no power to defend itself. A work of entertainment to me is quite similar. You gotta take care of it. What you say goes into it. What you believe in goes into it. And depending on how... And in real art, you gotta listen to what the art says. If the art says, I want the story to go this way, if you don't listen to that, then you're just instilling your own insidious nature onto it, and it can't breathe, and it can't live, and it can't be its own. That's how I feel about entertainment. It's very close to my heart. I myself am a writer and a creator. That's how I feel about it. So you'll seldom find me, even in IRL. I have done it, but you'll seldom find me harshly criticize a work of entertainment for what it is. I will more than happy tear down a jackass creator who thinks they are God or trying to shove shit down everyone's throat by saying, this is what you have to believe in. This is how you frame a shot. This is what a film must be. This is what a script is. Fuck you! It's art! It's your kid! Kids need to be original. They need to be new. How can they be that if you, the old one, get in the way? And there's my 2 cents. A little insight of how much I love entertainment. Don't make me... I'm not going negatives, Fig. I'm just stating how I feel about creators, not works of entertainment. I have always said works of entertainment. I never said I'd lay off creators. But I will not go that way anyway. Chia says it may evolve from the time you write it down to the time it is enacted. Exactly. Gotta let it breathe and whatnot. Thank you, Fig. But Ron is amazing. So let's get away from the people that we know are a pain in the ass and get back to the brilliance of Ron. And thanks to Kurosawa-sama and his ability to capture this beautiful film and respectfully reenact King Lear, this is a must-watch. For anybody into movies, epic storylines, like I said, great visuals, great use of color. You'll get what I mean the moment. The trailers won't do it. Forget the trailers. Check it out if you want to. And there you have it. So, Ron, everybody, give it up for Ron. Kurosawa-sama's Ron. Thank you for making beautiful movies, because you appreciate the beauty of art. And so does this Jeep so much. All right. Thank you, Ron, for such a great time. Thank you so much. My brother and I really enjoyed this one.